going on, family? It's your boy, Aiden Dynamite Stone, the living legend. Zero Bilbo, the crypto consultant. Listen, we are here at the Money Talk Show podcast, man. Listen, the creation of this deal to make sure you understand the real talk that come to money and get in position with that deal. This show is created for everybody across the nation who need to understand how money really works. Like, listen, money talks. At the end of the day, is the blueprint to this deal. So on this show, we're going to make sure you get all the sauce to make sure you get in position. And then I'm going to make sure that you know everything that's going on in the crypto space. This is the largest transfer of wealth that we'll see in our lifetime. And we want to make sure that everybody is in position. So make sure you strap up your seatbelts. We're about to go for a ride. Tune in. Let's get it popping. Money Talk Show. Let's get it. Let's go. What's going on, family, man? It's your boy, Aiden Dynamite, son, the living legend, man. We are back at it, man, with my brother. What's up, brother?
What's the dealio?
We back at it,
in
man.
The saddle, baby. Back in the saddle.
Man, it feels good to be back on, man. Listen, we are tuned in for another show, man. Listen, guys, man, we are excited to be back. Man, I hope you guys miss us as much as we miss y'all, man. We had a lot of work to do over the last couple of months. And man, it's been an exciting ride, man. Yeah. So we got a lot to tell them today, man. We got a lot to put in front of the people.
We do, man. You know, absent makes the heart grow fonder, man. But we've been at it, man. So bringing y'all some good stuff. Excited about what's been transpiring, and you know, like we talk about all the time, man. We really sit back and look at the things that we've put together in a very short period of time, man. It's like God got His hands on us, brother. I truly believe that.
Man, 100%, man. I'm more than grateful. Like it's beyond amazing. Like every day, I just look at it as simple, amazing. You know, just absolutely amazing. I mean, you talking about covering years worth of ground, right? In a couple of days, a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? What takes years to do. You know what I mean? That's that quantum leap, man, that favor that's been on it. And so, guys, we have a lot to talk to you about today. So real quick before we get started, man, go ahead and share. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and share on another page, right? If you're on YouTube, whatever you got to get done, share it, man. Tag somebody. Let the boys know, man, the Money Talk Show boys are back at it, man. We are back at it to go over. So it's been a lot of things going on in the market. So we're going to go back. We're going to kind of do a little refresher real quick as we get started. Again, we're going to go for the top and talking about getting in position, right? Last year and the top of this year, we talked a lot about how to get in position for the market. Obviously, you guys who did that, you've been able to see how you've been able to get in position. Hopefully, you've been dollar cost averaging, continue to invest into the market, always buying a dip, right? We just came out of a great dip that we'll talk about here shortly, and being able to get yourself in position. So today's show is talking about digital assets, right? Intangible assets, how to be able to make that money in the digital space, which we've been coaching on for months now, and getting ready for the physical access, tangible assets, which I'm super excited to be able to talk about how we've been able to create not only from a conceptual standpoint, but the reality of what to do with the assets and what to do with the money. So again, tell a friend, the Money Talk Show podcast is back again to go through this process, man. Again, for those who don't know, who might be new to the show, this podcast was created to unlock the secrets of the wealthy, of how people need to know what they need to know. It's not about your color of your skin. It's not what neighborhood you grew up in. It's not about, you know, what you have or did not have. It's all about the 6 inches in between our ears, right? The knowledge inside of our head is what unlocks the secrets. And I'm so grateful that we've been able to put time and work in to unlock some of these things and share, man. So Tara, from what you've seen, man, of getting in position, let's just kind of go back for a little bit on what we talked about, you know, November, December to January, how people should have been able to get in position for the market and how the market is moving right now. Let's just kind of go back from, you know, the importance of being early, because everybody talks about what they should have done. It happened, but we've been very proactive. Would you agree about telling people what to do ahead of time so that they could be ready for what we are right now?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if you followed us any amount of time, you know, in the past, we've given you the blueprint, you know, from what we've done here, the other shows that we do, from, you know, Extreme Network. Like, we have been on the front line telling you guys, hey, man, this is coming. This is what you need to do. And a lot of people, you know, they say, hey, man, this. They might tell you a little bit about it, or, hey, man, I made money in this, but they're not giving you the step-by-step guidance on how to get to it. And I think we've done a great job of doing that. So if you've been paying attention, bro, you see everything that we've been talking about, and like I always say, for me, it's always great when the plan come together. You know what I mean? We've been talking about this stuff, bro. And then so let's take it back. We look at when you talk about November of last year, you see an administration come into power that says, hey, we're going to be the crypto capital of the world, right? A lot of people, we talked about, whether you love them, hate them, it does not matter. You have to understand where the money is going and what we need to be paying attention to. So now we're talking about, we're in May, right? We're in May now, and now you're starting to see more and more that come to fruition. You're seeing regulations come in place. And I told you guys before, once investors and once institutional money know the rules of the road, you're talking about trillions of dollars that's getting ready to flood into this market. And all you got to do, or all you would have to have done, is pay attention to a little bit of what we was talking about, and you should be well positioned. Now, I'll tell you, are you too late? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right. We understanding market cycles, understand that it's the summertime. What does big money do in the summertime? They go on holiday, right? That's, we call it vacation. They say holiday. They're going on holiday. So I believe in this summer months, we should get a little bit of a stall, or, kind of like a sideways consolidation, right? But that's the time when you should be accumulating. That's the time when you should be researching. That should be the time that you should be positioning, because I guarantee you, once August comes and everybody, kids back in school, everybody back to work.
Yes, sir.
Watch this banana, baby. Get ready for it, because it's coming.
This joint out of here.
Like, it's out of here, bro. It's out of here.
Gonna be real.
Yeah. So it's exciting, man. And like I said, our whole job and our whole mission in this whole thing, man, is to get as many of us in position in front of this wave, because we'll never see nothing like this again. I just truly believe that. You talk about the stock market, and we've talked about this. Nothing against stocks. But remember when we were reading that stat about this is the highest rate of African Americans that are coming into the stock. Remember when we talked about that? Yeah. And everybody was like, yeah. And I was just like,
now we moving in late. Yeah. I remember.
Not what you think. It's not what you think. So it's like
marketing though. It was a nice little article. The way they sauced it up, they made it look real sexy. It looked real savvy the way it looked.
But that's what they always do. How to sell to
I'm proud to be black, right? We in the stock market now. I'm proud. We the highest group moving in. Like, bro, that's because we missed the whole damn wave.
I missed the whole wave. But now it's like, okay, guys, we got to be smarter. Understand that the real wave is the penny stocks over here on the crypto. That you're gonna see 1,000x on your money, right? So I just think, man, it's so opportune right now, man. So, excuse me, if you haven't been paying attention, lock in. We came back just in the nick of time to make sure you guys know what's going on, and we're gonna keep delivering the sauce like we always do, bro.
Absolutely, man. And to your point, like I say, it's about, positioning. It's guys, like, you just can't get caught up in emotion. Life is busy for all of us. Like, we're all doing a lot of things, children, family, traveling, cool. But you got to have a game plan, right? And the game plan has to be consistent. Like, me and my lady just talked about it today. Like, we got to stay focused on dollar cost averaging. And what does that mean? Regardless of what the market is doing, highs or lows, you got a budget amount that you're consistently invested in every week or every month or whatever your schedule is. That money got to go into the market, right? You can't wait till you see it. You're like, oh, let me get back in. By that time, you buying at a premium. You know what I'm saying? But typically what happens of it is when it's at a discount and then no one's talking about it, that's when it's at its low. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to get good, you know what I mean, of having that discipline to be against what everybody else is doing. When ain't nobody talking, you should be accumulating. When everybody is talking now, you know what I'm saying, you should be counting your profits. While they talking about getting in, they're actually growing your assets. So, I mean, finance is really tricky. You know what I mean? The emotion behind it is very, very tricky. It's a discipline that you got to learn. It's a deaf ear, right, that you have to grow to have, where you tune out the noise. Like, you really have to develop a skill set of going deaf. Because when you go into the barbershop or you hear people around the table talking about their war scars of shoulda, coulda, woulda, like, they skepticisms of, you know what I'm saying, why they do this. And they ain't studied no research. A lot of these people ain't read no white papers. They ain't looking at no policies. They're not reading procedures, what's going on in the country. They're not reading. They're just regurgitating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not readers. They're regurgitators. And so this is what I'm saying. You have to do a really good job of getting a deaf ear and really understanding something clear that, I'm going to show you something, something I keep very, very close,
Emotional intelligence, yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to keep that in place where you're not controlled based upon what other people are saying or what they're doing. You can make good financial decisions because you know it's the right thing to do, right? And so I just want to give you guys the warning sign from your brother Dynamite of don't get tricked. Don't get fooled based upon what everybody else is doing. Stick to the disciplines that you know that works, right? Some people who invested early and say, "Oh, I thought y'all said it was going to take off. It's going to." It did move, right? But what happens? The market goes up, and like Terry was just saying, with cycles, it comes back down, and you should be grateful when it comes down. Don't complain, right? That's when you're looking for your next entry point. So again, it's a psychology that you have to really get good at learning of what these cycles mean. And emotionally and from an execution standpoint, what are you doing? So all the savvy traders is out here who understand, like you could set off some notifications, right? When price hit a certain point, get a ding on your phone, right? If you want to say when price get to this point, this one I want to get a re-entry, get them notifications sent off to it. Again, use this technology to your advantage that you can utilize these things because your emotions or your mind might trick you not to have the right discipline, or you could not be paying attention. But again, if you have a plan of how you're trying to accumulate your wealth, you have to stick to that plan. And if that plan says when price drops to this point, this is my re-entry point, let that be your notification to wake you up and say, I'm about to put another 500 in, another 1,000 in, another 200. Like keep that mindset going, right? And this is a good point of how we have to move in this market. I agree with Taylor 100%. The market right now, just came off a little exhaustion, had a little breather. It's going back up a little bit, right? We're seeing some assets move back up in the upward trajectory. But the reality is summertime, it may stay there and then go sideways for a bit, accumulate. Because I can assure you that third and fourth quarter come in when everybody got to start cleaning up their books for the year. Whew, the game gonna change. I'm telling you, everybody, and mark my word to this day, everybody who had the disciplines to move when they didn't have the vocal reassurance of the market of people, say, oh, now's a good time, that's a good time. Everybody who had the discipline is going to celebrate 6 months, 9 months from now. The discipline, the payoff it's going to be big wins. Everybody who's waiting to do what everybody else is saying, you're going to have some regret. You're going to be licking the wounds with war scars. You know what I'm saying?
Because the truth of it is like people can't tell you when it's a good time. The charts tell you when it's a good time.
Absolutely.
The market tells you when it's a good time. And that's why I said, like, the book that he put together, Emotional Intelligence, that's why that's so important. Because, again, a lot of us have a bad relationship with money. But if we really think about it, guys, buy low, sell high wins every single time. We don't go in the store and say, hey, give me the most expensive thing you got in here, unless you like Dynamite and just got money to spend. You know what I'm
yeah, I'm going to give me, because I had Terra Wallet for the weekend. That's what it was.
So, but unless you that, you are looking for a bargain. You are looking for value. You know what I'm saying? And then like I was just looking at, we can get into the charts later, but if you look at, I was just looking at it just to reference. Like if you look at a stock market, right? We were just talking about the stock market, right? If you do 5-10% on your portfolio in the stock market, you're a freaking genius. You've done it for the year, right? I just looked at that and I haven't put the ruler on it, but from April 10th to May, what are we? May 22nd? I can almost guarantee you Bitcoin has went up over 40%.
That's crazy.
In a month. In a month. You know what I'm saying? So think about when we were talking about in November, December. You know what I'm saying? What we were talking about, and now Bitcoin had already surpassed its all-time high. We're sitting at 111,000 right now.
That's crazy.
So don't get tricked out of your game and don't think that you missed it, because regardless, your principles have to stay your principles. You don't buy the tops, period. Like Bitcoin is at an all-time high, which means this is not the time to buy. And this is when most people buy. And then this is when most people get dumped on, because you're what? Exit liquidity.
Liquidity, baby. Exit liquidity, man. Listen, man. So T, take some time. Well, I'm gonna go backstage for a minute and pull up the PowerPoint for the backside.
Okay.
But take some time to talk to him about a couple of assets to be paying attention to, and talk a little bit about what you've been creating over there, man. You know what I mean, Commander. You know, talk
Yes,
a little bit
sir.
about
Yes,
what
sir.
you're doing
Yes,
over
sir.
there,
Let
man.
me
All right,
see.
I'll be back. All right, you go ahead and talk about a couple projects
All
for
right.
me.
Let me see. Let me get y'all back here. Entire screen. All right. Can y'all see my screen? Sloan, you see my screen? Just want to make sure I'm up. I can't see it. All right. So we like we talked about, man. We're looking at a point where you have absolutely all the resources at your disposal. So me, I'm a bit of a techie. I have to admit that. But I've been diving so deep into the crypto market, to Chat GPT, all of this AI technology. And I'm telling you guys, if you ever wanted to know, we always talk about, like me, I believe that I'm pretty, I know where the market is going. I know where we at. But what's smarter than me? What can analyze millions of data points in seconds? I can't do that as a human being, right? But the Chat GPT can. So what I started doing, I started asking myself the question, okay, if I was a financial advisor, if I was a financial investor, some of the largest guys on Wall Street, what do they do? What do they use? Right? They use things that are called quants, right? And if you understand what you can do inside of Chat GPT, you can create it and basically train it to be whatever you want it to be. So I started making my own quant, my own market analysis agent, right? So I started doing that. I started building, giving it different data points. We won't go into everything that I've done with it, but I'm telling you guys, this is so powerful, right? So mine is called Shadow, right? So I asked it like this. So you can see right here, it says, what are the top 10 meme coins in the XRP ecosystem if you were investing for the highest return, right? And you see it says, absolutely, Commander, deploying $10,000 across the XRP ledger ecosystem require precision and strategic allocation. Here's a meticulously crafted portfolio integrating on-chain analysis, well activity, and emerging trends in the XRP ledger, right? So it gives us these. So again, guys, this is not financial advice, but I'm telling you, this guy, my bot is scanning the complete market with the data sets that I put into it, and it's giving me some insight. Now I tell you, still do your own due diligence. We talk about going to CoinMarketCap, looking at the market cap, looking at the 24-hour volume. All of these things are still important. You have to do, but this thing is already doing it because of how I already trained it. So if you think about it, for me, I look at it, I say, okay, the XRP ecosystem is going to absolutely explode. We know about XRP, that one particular token, but now what we don't know about is the ecosystem that's being built beneath it. We talk about Solana. Solana has absolutely did its thing, but Solana has an ecosystem, right? So they've had a bull run. XRP is one of the only coins that haven't experienced that full bull run and price discovery. So not only is XRP going to run, right, everything on that blockchain is going to run as well. So you need to be looking into there because that's an untapped market right now. So these are some of the ones that it gave me. Right. So I gave it $10,000 that I wanted to deploy. It actually gives me the breakdown of what I should be looking at. Right. So Solo, Ripple USD. So that's a stable coin. You're not going to get too much, appreciation on that. That's just a stable coin. Corium, $1,000. XRP markets. This is a DEX that you guys should look at. This basically just like Coin Market Cap. This is the DEX or the resource that you look at for the XRP marketplace. Evernode, XRP Turbo, Block Scale, XRP Healthcare. Pay attention. Phoenix, that's a meme coin, and then it gives me a list of meme coins that you could also look at. So Army, XRP 589, Drop. So these are the things that I'm telling you guys that you can use this information. If you want to know what Chat GPT is, it's a collection of all the information over hundreds of years, right? That you can ask a question. It's like having the smartest person in the world that you could ask any question that you want, and it's going to give you the most popular answer or the most researched answer, right? So I built this to build my own portfolio, guys, and you can actually do the same. So this is some of the things that I encourage you guys to look at. And then, like I was telling you before, right here, Bitcoin, if you look at it, right here, this was the low of Bitcoin right here. You can't see my, okay, right here. Look at that. What was that? April 9th, April 10th? That's when it hit a low and kept going. If we take our ruler from here to where it is now, what is that? What didn't I say? I said 40%. That's 50% in a month Bitcoin has raised. So that's what I'm telling you guys. We were talking about this way back in November, back here, right? When we were sitting around, what was that? We were sitting around, what was that? 67,000? We were sitting around 67,000 in November when we first started the podcast. And now we're at 111. So this is why you have to be paying attention to what's going on, because we giving the sauce. It's up to you to pick it up and put it on your biscuit. You know what I mean? So guys, this is one, like I said again, this is one of the most important times that you'll have in your life. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay tuned in to what we're doing, and then activate. Take action at this point, because at the end of the day, man, if you're sitting around and you didn't heard some of these podcasts, I guarantee, I tell Sloan all the time, I guarantee the stuff that we talk about will age very well. You know what I mean? Like fine wine, it's going to age very well. So you don't want to be one of those people who say, man, I remember them talking about that. I remember them talking about that. And then when Bitcoin is 200,000 and XRP went from $2 to, I'm not going to give no prediction, but let's just say XRP go from $2 to $100 or $2 to 1,000. Are you in the game? Are you dollar cost averaging like Sloan said? Those are the things that we need to be paying attention in this time. And, just stay tuned to the Money Talk podcast. We're going to give you the best we got. Ain't that right? So, Sloan, you there? He back in the back, getting it ready. So,
yes, sir.
He gotta eat, man. Like this man.
Man, I ain't eating yet, man. I want to though. She cooking. I mean,
I thought you went and got you a snack, nah.
I eat like 4 times a day, man.
Yeah, man.
At least. But everything you said, man, is spot on, guys. When you look at, again, from what Tara said, from what we started to now, this is what I'm saying. If you're just applying these principles, man, you cannot lose. You just can't lose. And this is what I'm saying. Being successful ain't a popularity contest. I'm telling you, like the discipline that it takes to be successful, everybody wants what it feels like once you made it.
Yeah.
But the journey, the discipline that come with winning, oh my God.
You gotta fall in love with the work, bro.
Oh my God. Like that's the great separator, man. And so just looking at these different assets and how they moving, when my portfolio dropped and folk that was investing with me, then you were like, oh, my stuff is down. I said, buy the dip. You should be excited. Like, why you coming to me all sad? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, let's fix this energy, this frequency that we on right now. Like, again, that's the noise, right? That means your eardrum was open, right, to what everybody else was saying about, but you weren't paying attention to the chart in your teaching. Your teaching told you when your portfolio dropped, put more money in. Your teaching told you to be against the psychology of the world, right? That's what your teaching taught you. Right, you begin to listen to everybody else. Now you got this down confidence about yourself, and you should be excited. You should be the most excited person in the room. You know what I'm saying? You should look like the black sheep at the table at the end of the day. And so I'm excited about it. So I'm grateful for these last couple of months that we've had an opportunity, right, just to kind of dial in and build these portfolios. So guys, like we saying, watch the chart. It's not what we say. We just try to give you good guidance and toolage, right, of how to understand the market, guys. It's just a first-class education of how money really works. And so with these assets that's growing, what we've been able to do is take the concept that we taught you from a digital asset standpoint, and we told you again, like, work on your personal credit, business credit, get in position to have the leverage, because the other side of the coin is going to be tangible assets, right? Of how you get yourself in a position to be able to go get some tangible assets. And we're going to do some creative things with some self-directed IRAs and money market and movement to be able to liquidate and put yourself in a position to acquire wealth. So I am super excited to be able to announce, right? I'm super excited to be able to announce that Base LLC, right? Billboard and Sloan Enterprise, Believe, Achieve, Sustain, right? Excellence is now in a position to be able to talk about physical assets that you can have to grow. We gave you the knowledge of the digital assets. We told you to get the personal credit and business credit in position. Now we're telling you that what we've done is created the second phase of that wealth acquisition is the physical side. So without any further ado, we're going to pull up a presentation to be able to show you guys a walkthrough of what we've been working on in this third ward revitalization program in Houston, Texas, to be able to help people in the community grow. And everybody that's been followers in our network, here's your opportunity to get in a position. Like, here's your chance, right? Again, it's one of those things where you can never say you didn't know. Yep. You can never say no one told me. You can never say why didn't they come to me. You can it just this again. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I can go back and look at the dates there. I can look at the receipts in videos from November, December, January when we told you get in position, get in position, get in position, and we offered the resources to be able to help you. But guys, pay attention to what's going on. So I'm going to see if I can pull up this presentation for you real quick. Let me make my screen larger. And we're going to talk about what we've been able to create with some digital assets that will be able to help you grow to the next level. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I could upload this file. Okay. Oh, snap. I think we got it. I think we got it.
We cooking.
Yeah, man. Smelling good as that meatloaf she in there chefing over.
Yeah, I don't smell nothing, babe. I'm not smelling no aromas over here. None at all.
Meatloaf in there doing what it need to be doing.
Man, I ask my wife all the time, what you want to eat? I gotta feed her. She don't eat.
Hey, we've been rotating around here, man. I cooked the other day. It's her turn today. You know, we on some good rotation around here, man. All right. So here we go, guys. Base LLC, Believe, Achieve, Sustain, Excellence, right, is what this is all about. Wealth accumulation through financial literacy and education. Being in a position that not only can you acquire wealth and assets, but be in a position where you get the financial literacy and the education to put yourself in a position. Building is beautiful. Having access is beautiful. Achieving things are beautiful. Sustaining it is the key. I think the S in that deal is the phrase, guys. We got to learn how to sustain. And what we're looking at doing is being able to put people in a position. Not only can you build and acquire wealth, but sustain it. How many times have properties been lost or legacies have been broken because what was built wasn't sustained, right? And so we have to understand we have to sustain it. So we're going to kick this off. I'm going to let Brother Bilbo open it up, guys, and we're going to walk you through a project of how now you can get in a position and invest inside some real estate assets to be able to grow your money and to be able to lock in the wealth for your family long term, guys. This is going to be something beautiful. Take notes. I'm telling you, watch it on the replay. Go back through this again because this is a piece inside the network that you do not want to miss, man. Terry, go ahead and take it away, brother.
Yes, sir, man. So like he said, we have been talking about this and now it's here, guys. So Base, we have investment opportunities for you to come in and be a part of our community. We've laid the groundwork. We've done the hard work to make sure that, you know, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and you have an opportunity where you can step in. It doesn't matter if you don't know about real estate. It doesn't matter if you don't know about construction. One thing you do need to know, God is not making any more dirt, and the man who owns the dirt controls his future, right? And we want to make sure that you're in that position. So, guys, we're raising $2 million for this particular portion of the raise, and Sloan will go more into the right now opportunity that you have. The overall goal is the 2 million, but we have a right now opportunity that you got to pay attention to. But Base Development is a company that's focused on building high quality demand housing products for underserved communities. Now, what does that mean? Guys, everybody, if you're in Houston, you understand probably where you're at as well. The average cost of a house is around around 450 to 500,000 dollars, right? But what that does, that prices a lot of people out of the market, and it doesn't allow them to have the American dream, what we always talk about, and that's ownership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ownership. So we want to say, what is it? What is that demand of housing? That's that 350,000 or lower. That's that entry level property that gives you the ability to have ownership and then increase over time. So you have equity and you build wealth over time. So that's what we're looking to do. And we're so excited to bring it to everybody in our community. So the executive summary, we're looking at a 10% return in 12 months, 15 and 24 months. So you either have a short, and again, guys, I want you to understand that this is the second wave. Once we get into the development phase, this is the time where it's a longer time frame, but still 12 months to make 10% on your money. Like I said, if you're in the stock market and you make 5% on your money, you're doing amazing, right? But this is actually backed by something that's hard assets, right? And then you'll get a balloon payment at the end of that term. Minimum investment for that round will be 100. But again, we got something special for you tonight. And then when we talk about where's the problem at, right? Again, like I talked about, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to go against the grain. I said this year for me is like I'm swimming with the stream, not upstream, right? So we want to make sure we understand that, hey, right now in Houston, as of 2024, we have a shortage of 90,000 affordable housing right now. So 90,000, somebody say 90,000 affordable housing.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I told Sloan, I said we could build for the next 10 years. We wouldn't put a penny. You know what I mean?
Not a drop.
But to me, that just signifies a good investment, because you got to understand where the need is, and then also more than just making money, how do we serve our community? What do the people really need? You know what I mean? That's more important to us than just selling a piece of property. So we're gonna build entry level property and then student housing. Guys, this is something near and dear to my heart, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But student housing, you look around these universities. One, these universities are not going anywhere. They're going to always continue to grow, continue to build. So if you can provide a service to a major university, how long does that bode well for your investment? That's what you got to think about, right? So we can go to the next one. So when we look at the project overview, the funds allocated, phase one, guys, is the current projects that we have on the table. Lower Copy and Griggs Road. So when we talk about our investors that come in and we're talking about a turnkey process, right? This is what we have on the table now that we can turn anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And the Lower Copy is probably 6 to 9 months. That's kind of the phase that we're looking at. But this is more turnkey. And then we talk about the future. That's the Prairie View A&M student housing, something, again, that is near and dear to my heart. That is my alumni. I love my school, PVU A&M. You know what it is. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to let my brother take it over from here.
All right, cool. And we're going to update. We got another one, some other slides in here, but I'm going to roll through this one, T. So with the Lower Copy project, guys, this particular situation here, imagine being inside of a network, right? I just want you to use your imagination with me for a second. And we're talking about 40 affordable housing that you can say, hey, I want one, I want two, so on and so forth, right? That's the access that we have. So in this initial launch phase, we're raising $500,000 in this particular phase with a short-term instrument of a turnaround time of 120 days. So not only if you put up your money, $25,000 minimum to be able to get into this particular phase, you get a short-term strong ROI of 10%, 128, which is 4 months. 4 months, you got your principal back plus your interest, right? And you can say, yo, Sloan, I want one house or two houses. Imagine there's 40 houses. We got a network, 50, 100 different investors in our network, and there's 40 houses available. And you can say, I want one. Some people may say, I want one out of the next one, but you particularly say you want one out of this one. Imagine that you using none of your capital. You got all your money back, right? You got your money back because this project right here is a 4 to 6 month turnaround time to get this property developed. I want you to just imagine all your money's back to you. You leverage your credit, as we told you to leverage your credit to be able to get access, and you get a construction loan, right? If you've ever bought a home, then you understand a construction loan, you could do a drawdown for development. Because you in the network, you're now partnered with a development company where your cost, you're building at cost. So not at a premium, you're building at a discount, right? So if it takes $150,000 to build that particular home and the market value is 300,000, you made 150 grand. That's a 50% ROI on your deal, right? And so you're looking at 6 months to a year. You have not only got your principal back from your initial investment, but you also made a 50% rate of return leveraging the bank's money, which means you never took a dollar out of your pocket. I just want that to marinate for just a second. Yeah, I just need that piece right there to sit, because when most time people look at investing, they look at, okay, how much money I got to put, how much money I got to put in. I just told you in our initial phase, you can invest and get your money back in 120 days, right? Because just like you guys with a construction loan, we have a construction loan, right? So our construction loan is just larger than your construction loan, right? And so what happens of it is that inside of our performer, we're giving the base principal of all of our investors their capital back in our initial drawdown. So this is why you have a short-term instrument that you have 120 days to be able to get your money back to you. And now you can use your construction loan to build your home with no out of pocket expenses. So if you built two houses, that's $300,000. Let me ask you a question. If you can make $300,000, right, in the next 12 months without picking up a nail, a hammer, or a screwdriver, right, to be able to build a home, would you consider it to be a good investment? Yes or yes, right? If you could put yourself in position to partner with a development firm and be able to make a profit, right, without you actually having to physically invest and just managing your construction loan drawdown with the company, guys, this is what we're talking about. So those 40 affordable houses in the lower copy is a simple form to be able to see what that looks like. The next project being Griggs. There's 12 townhomes that'll be available for that deal, right? From the 4-bedroom, 4 baths, 3-bedroom, 3 baths. Projection on that deal by itself, right? That one particular deal, you're talking about $6-7 million gross, right? Another great rate of return for any investor to be able to put in some capital up front, get an ROI, use a construction loan to build, and be in a position to be able to have one of these beautiful townhomes right there by U of H, right there by TSU, right? Being in a situation in Third Ward, downtown Houston, to be able to get one of those townhomes. These are another option, right? This one right here is Terrell's baby, right? The Prairie View University piece. So what our relationship with Terrell being alumni, guys, this is this piece right here is crucial. Me being a father who has a daughter at a HBCU, right? My daughter, freshman year, had great housing, everything was good to go. Because that's how they get the tuition in. Sophomore year, you start to be a little bit on your own. It's based on what's available at that point, right? Mm-hmm. So we had to pay an additional $2,500 a month for my daughter to have the appropriate housing at her school. It was bothering her so much, right? And then she just was just affecting her mental health for her study, and she just couldn't do it. Guys, this has been a live case study in my life. I literally seen this girl GPA, right, be able to get to the honor roll status because she was able to think clear, prioritize her life, be in a safe space, and do her work. Here in North Carolina, we have a school, North Carolina Central, who had a protest with students who were just upset about their housing. Right there in Houston, TSU just had one, a protest where kids are fighting. Back in the day, our parents and grandparents used to fight for the right equal opportunity to be able to get education. Now we have kids in school who's fighting for appropriate housing to be able to think clearly to get their education. So, guys, it's a huge niche market that's available right here. So with the partnership that we have, we're talking about putting 1,000 beds at Prairie View. We bought 8 acres within our site of Prairie View University. I'm talking about throw a rock and hit it across the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've been working on this for the last couple of months, guys. This has just been absolutely phenomenal of how God blessed all this to come together. And tell a little bit about his testimony of a story of how he had this vision 20 plus years ago and now it's manifested. But now we are able to be able to pour into these kids. And you're talking about generation after generation after generation, that base who have been able to penetrate the lives of these kids as they go on the education run. So I'm going to continue this, but I'm going to let Tara tell his story as alumni of Prairie View about how he feel about this.
Now, I think it's so powerful, man. Like I said, 1998, went to Prairie View as a freshman, football scholarship. And again, like I said, I was fortunate enough to be one of the ones who actually had housing because I played ball. but it was at the time, it was about 2,000 students with no place to go.
That's
And,
crazy.
and again, I don't know why, but God, I saw it immediately. I had never done real estate before, so that even lets you know, like, what you're supposed to do is what you're supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
So, at that time, I put together a plan. My girlfriend at the time, her dad was an architect, so I went to him. I told him what I wanted to do. It was 24 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. And I had a plan, man. I was like, shoot, by the time I graduate, I'm gonna be rich. You know what I mean? I had it all figured out. So my cousin at the time was the vice president of Washington Mutual. So I took it to him and I said, cuz, look, this is what it is, And he said, you know what, man, cuz you probably gonna need about $1 million to do this. I said, well, I guess I better focus on football. Man, we was about to getting the shoes, you know what I'm saying? So how we gonna come up with $1 million? But I had an epiphany the other day when we secured this land at Prairie View, man. I did the math. 1998 to 2025, bro. That's 27 years.
That's crazy.
27 years.
That's amazing.
The vision was completed, and we still got some more to go, but we acquired land to complete a vision that I had 27 years ago. So for me, I'm over the moon with this one, man. It's a passion project for me, and I'm so glad that I understand. And I tell you, even deeper than that, man, I lost friends going back and forth from 290 from Prairie View and going down 290 because some of them had to go back and live in Houston and drive to school every day. So being on that highway, some of them didn't make it back to school. You know what I mean? So it's like this is very important for kids to have that safe place where they can learn and be educated and have proper housing. That it comes down to that, man. So yeah, this is one that we really gonna put our heart and soul into for sure.
Man, well, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, man. As a young man in school, seeing the niche market and like having the mindset to say, yo, what do the kids need? You know what I'm saying? Like we have a shortage, and like doing that extra work, that engineering mindset of yours has always been whizzing, man. That whiz has always been whizzing. You know what I'm saying? And and just God is just favorable so well that we talking 27 years later. When we went out there to look at that property in Houston, bro, and we went down that road. And I just looked at all that land. I couldn't even shake my head, bro. Like I still got the video in my phone. Like it's just like, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those wow moments of like, yo, this is happening. Like this is going down. I'm talking about pick up the dirt and throw the leaves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is going down. So guys, I mean, I can't express in words like how grateful we are, right, to be in this situation, to be able to do what we're doing. Again, because we're both parents, right? We both came up as athletes, right? We both came up in the grind, right? And we both have a heart for the community. And so when you look at the level of work and philanthropy that's being able to give back to the communities, not perfect by any stretch of the imagination in this world, but the favor was still there. To do something of this magnitude. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Hop? And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Hop that just hopped on, man. He Hop is on it in the chat, Tara.
Yes, sir.
And,
what's up, brother?
And so like it's just a beautiful place to be in, guys. It's just a beautiful space. And so that project itself, to be able to impact and then to be able to do internships with the kids at the school, to be able to work with them, to be able to put together programs where we'll have our own academy and be able to teach financial literacy and proper investment, understanding crypto, understanding the market, understanding the skill set and even trades, right? Of how to do a carpentry, electricity, plumbing, right? All these different trades that they can have around real estate itself are things that we're working on behind the scene to be able to put things in place for these young professionals. You know what I mean? How to subdivide land, right? How to be a prudent real estate investor. Like these are things, again, the secrets of the wealthy. This is not hocus pocus, guys. This is just hard damn work. Like it's just being in the mindset to understand I'm going to get it done by any means necessary. I'm going to learn, I'm going to apply myself, and I'm going to do something with my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was looking at something the other day on Instagram. And I follow a thing on there. It's called like the secrets of the wealthy or whatever, but it was talking about the schools that the elite send their kids to. It's like 150,000 a year that they go, and they talk about grades, obsolete, doesn't matter. What they're teaching these people or what they're teaching these kids is how to dominate the world, how to learn how to balance a checkbook. Not even balance a checkbook. How to learn how to, you know, real world stuff that our kids are learning geometry and things like that. These kids are learning how to pitch a project to a billionaire, 3 billionaires. You have to go on a private retreat with 3 billionaires and have a product to pitch to them. So when they say when they graduate, they're graduating with position and power. You know what I'm saying? Most of our kids go graduating with a piece of paper that they still got to go and find the job. You know what I'm saying? And hope that it pays me.
That's insane.
So we want to give our kids that access. You know what I'm saying? If you leave Prairie View and you are part of base and you're in one of our communities, we're gonna do workshops for you. We're gonna make sure that you know how to take these skills along with you. So if you want to go get a job, go get a job. But you have a skill that you can pay and prove yourself through your life without having to worry about a paycheck at the end of the day. So it's so important, man. It's so important.
Man, beyond, man. When I look at just the economic development across the country, bro, it's always a need. I don't care what city you live in. You know what I'm saying? We all dealing with the same struggles of trying to understand how money works and make a better life for ourselves, how to become better people and put our family in the best winning position. So for us to be able to start here at a university as respected as Prairie View, I mean, it's just up from here, guys. And so this is a part of our development process to be able to do something for the youth. And so I'm going to go into this. We spoke about this a little bit earlier. So as we get into the second phase of our development at the 100,000 benchmark and the 10 and 15% ROI quarterly interest payments, that's on the second side. But right now, we're in the intro phase, right? We're not the intro. We're actually in phase 2, right? So phase 1 is completed, right? Phase 2 is where we are right now, which we're calling the launch phase. The launch phase of it is the crowd raise of $500,000, $25,000 minimum, 10% ROI on your money within 120 days. That's where we are now. And that's only going to be open for 14 days. In 14 days, guys, this will be closed. Phase 2 will be done, and we'll be in phase 3, where we'll crowd fund another $1.5 million. Right, and that'll be locked in development phase, right, at 10 and 15% ROI. Again, this is group economics. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about group economics of how to pull money together. The caveat for this, and I got to put this in here, the caveat of this, guys, is that we've been able to partner with a financial institution to back base. Right. And so you're talking about a $25 million development process that we have the backing with a financial institution who wants to see this manifest. Just clap your hands for that. Like just clap your hands for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the piece. Like that's the piece right there. So this group economic piece is getting the network together. That's it, guys. Let's go win together, right? Let's crowdfund. Let's put some money together, because in every other culture, that's what they do. I've seen it in every culture, right? And so in our space, like we have the resources. One of the things that typically stop us from doing anything when it comes to building business is money. Let's just keep it a band. It's always the money. So what if the money wasn't the problem? So what if the money's off the table? You know what I'm saying? If the money's off the table and it's going to get done, the only factor is you. True or not true, right? It's the 6 inches between our ears that stop us from making decisions. And so because we've been able to partner with a financial institution already, given the financial backing to be able to support the development, at this point now it's open it up to the network to say, let's go win together, because iron sharpens iron. And then inside of that network, everybody who's in the network, you get an opportunity to these properties. That's what the play is. Like that's the play. If you've been around me, I've been talking about this for years. This does not just start that we're going to put money together and start our own credit unions. We're going to put money together, do our own banks. We're going to put money together, run our own insurance companies. Like I'm an ownership type of guy. I'm not a follow everybody type of guy. That's just, I was just talking to my daughter about that. I'm not wired like that. I'm not wired to just be a worker bee. God gave me a vision. He gave me a zeal to create and take the accountability of how to create and move a nation, how to move people into a position and do it in a righteous manner where everybody wins. And this space is a righteous space that we can all come together and be able to make money. Yes, we have contracts. Yes, we have lawyers. Yes, we have the JV agreements, right? So all the partners who already invested with us, they've already signed their contracts and contractual agreements. They've already, funds have been put in escrow. The first phase is completed. Now we in the second phase. And so we could not have this show today without coming to the network and say, guys, listen, we did it again. It's a whole nother ball game, man. Hey, bro, I think since we worked on this, man, I think I done got a little younger. I think I'm sleeping a little better at night, man. I think a couple of my grades turned back black or something in here, man. It's just a peaceful situation to be in, or you make an impact. So I want to plug that in because the financial partnerships is there. This is now about group economics. So everybody in the network get first rights of refusal. You get which means when the properties become available, the inventory is exposed to the base network first, right? So our network get access to it, and we really feel like it'll never go to the outside in all actuality, because we have enough people in our network that all them homes can stay within the base network every single time in all actuality. So you get the preferred rates, which means you get a chance to build a home at builder's cost, right? Which means you have equity. So let's talk about this. Every person buys a home and want equity. True or not true?
True.
And so the equity of it is where your wealth comes from, it outside of the debt servicing you have with the mortgage. The beautiful part of working with a developing company is this. Again, secrets of the wealthy. If you're building at cost, you automatically goddamn equity. The equity is there off the muscle. This is the secrets of the wealthy. Why would you be buying people old houses and ain't got no equity in it? You know what I'm saying? Man, you just buying and you know what I'm saying? They done had their house for 25 years, and you know what's old to them is new to you. And I get the concept, but from a wealth standpoint, the margin for equity is short, unless you're getting a foreclosure or a short sale, and you getting some way below market price, and that's a dream come true when you find those off the market deals like that. It's just a blessing, right? But when you build them, when you build them, the equity and meat on the bone is already there. So if you could build a home and already be able to leverage yourself, your wealth accumulation is going to go up. Guys, we're going to talk more about that, but that's one of the benefits of being a network. And obviously the key to that deal, you're automatically going to be in a profitable position because of that. So let's go through a couple scenarios. If a person invests $100,000 now at 10% ROI for 12 months, you get one home that we were talking about. Take $150,000 to develop out that deal. You know what I'm saying? And so when you look at, you got $10,000 back passively already because you invested $100,000 and made 10 grand, right? But your equity is 149,000. You made 150 grand. So let me ask you a question. If you could make 160,000 off of money that you had sitting and wasn't going to do nothing with, or you can get a bank loan or a line of credit and put that money up and make an extra 160,000 over the next year, is that a good situation? Yes or yes? So what if you put up 250 and got 15% on your money? You made an extra $75,000 off of money sitting. And you built 3 homes in that situation. Now you done made $500,000 over the next 12 months, and you ain't pick up a nail, a hammer, or go to a construction site, put on a hard hat. You know what I'm saying? Is that a good situation? Absolutely. So this is what we're talking about when we're saying tangible assets. We put together a strategy so we can help our network win, guys. I'm just blown away right now. It's just so awesome to be in this position, right? To provide an opportunity for people to be able to take their lives to the next level, right? So some of the things in the market condition of why this is so important, the growth population of Houston is growing off the chain. One of the 4th fastest growing city in the country right now is Houston, right? Educational institutions, some prominent schools right there who have thousands of students on each campuses. The housing demand is high, a 90,000 home shortage in Houston right now with the high demands. That the zoning is changing to be able to get more doors on less land, because that's the demand of how fast they need developers to build homes. Anytime in business you're looking at an opportunity, you want to look at what is the market, what's the supply and demand for it. So when you got a 90,000 home shortage in the 4th fastest growing city in the country at the same time, guys, that spells opportunity all day long, and base is here to fill that gap. In strategic location, Third Ward is historically downtown Houston, inside what they call the Loop, which is downtown in the heart of the city. And we know real estate is all about location, true or not true. So to be able to get property downtown in a predominantly growing marketplace, guys, this is what we're talking about, profitability. This is why we're building in Houston right now, right? So from the risk mitigation, let's talk about the money. Quarterly, how we have a program set up for folks to be able to invest and get quarterly payments on their money. Asset security, because it's being backed and protected with the capital of the company. The transparent reporting of CPAs, being able to give you those reports that you need, and having a clear exit strategy. The reality is that we know when money gets invested up front for ROI, but the exit strategy is, how do I get out of the property? Because the property will be controlled inside of our network, and a strong marketing program with the real estate agents and the marketing aspect of base put together. The exit strategy is be able to sell those homes. If it's a 90,000 home shortage already, and affordable housing need in the fourth fastest growing city in the country, do you feel like the probability to sell a home is better than most cities? Do you feel like the need of people who are waiting for a nice home to come up that's within their price point to buy, do you feel like that's much of a challenge? No, guys. The deck has been stacked for this market to be successful, and we're going to do everything within our means to make sure we educate buyers correctly, that have the financial literacy and the education of how to put in position. One of the process that we put together is about security, and I want to go through this because I don't have the slide, but I'm going to talk about it. The process that we're putting together is that a person will purchase a part of our closing. They will purchase their home in their LLC, right? Let's talk about assets, of controlling your assets. So if you purchase your property in your LLC in the business name, then be in a situation where that LLC is actually transferred and owned by the trust. The person no longer has that liability on their personal credit for their DTI, and they're no longer in a situation that is considered a personal asset. Are you pulling it up? Okay. And so, yep, you want me to transfer mine out? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing mine. I'll bring yours forward. All right, cool. So right here, thank you. So this particular process of the property being purchased by the LLC and transferred into an irrevocable trust, right there, one of the secrets of the wealthy is have access to everything and own nothing.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the secrets of the wealthy. Have access to everything, but own nothing. So if you buy your property and have it deeded to a business, then the business itself is transferred into a trust. You have access to it as the trustee, but you don't have ownership of it because the trust does. So have you ever had a situation where someone went into a medical situation and one of the first things they look at is their assets? Hello. Your house is considered an asset. So they look at the liquidation of the assets of the bank accounts and all personal property. Well, a person now is at a situation, they don't work for their whole life, 30, 40, 50 years. And now because they have health challenges, they have to get rid of their property. They have to liquidate their bank accounts. And so, guys, with these properties being put inside of a trust, we are helping people stay out of probate. We're helping people for being out of a situation where the property couldn't be transferred from generation to generation. To put the right insurance packages together. Make sure they got the right insurances wrap around to put in their property. Guys, the benefits of this process is absolutely phenomenal. To have the asset protection, the estate planning is put in place, financial security, and legacy building. Because now we can talk about not only did you buy a home, right? But you had that home secured properly, the peace of mind that can go from generation to generation. This is all a part of the base process. This is not just a real estate development corporation, guys. This is financial literacy and education on steroids to make sure assets are secure for the long-term investments for everyone in their family. So this is what we're putting together with that. I appreciate that, brother. And so the community aspect of working together for long-term sustainability and development. And guys, the reality of it is we're here. This is a project that your two brothers put together. We told you how to accumulate the assets. Now we're telling you how to get inside of a wealth accumulation space, but not just about, we're not moving too fast about just say just go buy property. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about let's get the proper financial literacy and education to move like the wealthy, to move strategically, because it's all about information. And it's a group project of us coming together to be able to do some major things. So, guys, we're going to do another lunch and learn. We did one early today. We'll drop it on the YouTube channel. You guys can go back and watch it, or you can reach back us to it directly to be able to get it. But we'll do another one next Thursday, right? Next Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. We'll do another lunch and learn, and then we'll go over to get on the podcast later that night. But reach out if you're interested of being able to leverage some capital in this launch process right now. This particular launch phase is going to be short. It's only going to be open for 14 days. right? The first phase closed out within that week time frame. This phase is 2 weeks for everybody to get in position because we want to come on and be able to tell you guys about it as our network and our community also. 25,000 minimum. You're going to do 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. Once the 500,000 hit target is hit, this phase is closed and it's not going to make it 14 days. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to make it 14 days. So if you have to get together with a group and y'all create a company and do the investment together, we're totally open to that. We've had those conversations. We'll do a JV agreement with that particular private entity who want to invest a minimum of 25,000 together to get the 10% ROI as a group. We have no issue with that. But whatever deemed necessary, if you're serious about doing something that's going to accumulate a wealth for your family and get you in the know-how. I had a sister to say something earlier today, and I told you, Tara, I won't mention the name, but it was so profound. She said that the money that she invested with Base to be able to do this is like a university education for her. She invested into herself. And I just thought that was so profound because the information that we give can be taken so lightly if you don't value information, if you don't value the hours and times of research and understanding this is how people really live. People live off of good information to make good financial decisions. Absolutely. This is not an opinionated conversation. This is hours of research. This is years of dedication and sharing these type of opportunities to say, listen, guys, we can't look around and procrastinate all day. It's either you're going to jump in or jump out, because always remember this, and I want you to write this quote, and I'm going to pass it to Brother Tara. You must seize the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. Right. I'm going to say it again, man. You must seize an opportunity in the lifetime of an opportunity. Opportunity windows open and shut. When we saw the opportunity to acquire these properties, we jumped on. We seized the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity before another buyer got them. You follow me? So we had to put up our money, put the structure together to now come back and create an opportunity for our network to say, hey, guys, we got something for if you want in. Let's get together. Let's do something big. Now, the window of opportunity for everyone is 14 days in this phase. You must seize an opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. I've had people say, well, listen, from the first, they said, well, I'll wait for the next one. I said, well, the next one's going to be more for the investment, and it's going to be a longer time frame. Okay, no problem. So I'm telling you, in this phase, it's 14 days, 25,000 minimum, because the next phase is 100,000 minimum in a 12 to 24 month time frame. You must seize the opportunity in a lifetime of opportunity, right? So if it's something that you're interested in, guys, we just want to bring it back because we just thank God and we're grateful to be in this position to offer opportunity because someone offered one to us. You know what I'm saying? It's each one teach one, iron sharpens iron. And for us to be in a position to do this, we're grateful, but we want to do something big with our network, man. It's totally based to $1 billion, man. Let's go ahead and build something great, something amazing. Brother Terry, man, how you feel about this deal? So that's our surprise for y'all tonight, man. Congratulations to the community. It's time to do something tangible, man. I'm going to give a round of applause for all y'all out there who made a big-time decision to rock with your boys, man, and take this deal to the next level. Go ahead, Bridget. You can go ahead and wrap up, man.
The last thing that I'll leave you with, guys, I started my career in mortgages. And most people understand or remember like the subprime mortgages, 2008. And most of us look at it as a bad thing. You know, if you had a pulse, you can get a loan, right? But if you look at the statistics, home ownership in that period of time was the highest among Black people that it's ever been, right? So what I understand and what I've learned from my career is that I failed my clients in that particular moment of not educating them, right? Because we got them in the house, but we didn't educate them to say, hey, in 2 years, you're going to get a balloon. You're going to have an adjustable rate mortgage. It's going to balloon in 2 years. Let's work and get your credit up so we can refinance you and you can stay in your house and you don't have to deal with payment shock, right? So what you're seeing, guys, is our experiences over these many years. Like I said, me, real estate, 22 years. Adrian been in the insurance and financial spaces over 20 years. This is what you're seeing coming together. And what I understand is that we have to do a better job of educating our people. And that's what we're doing. So you guys benefit from those experiences and those life lessons so we can provide a better product here right now. So if this is something that you're interested in, then if you want somebody who really cares about the people and not just interested in selling a piece of property, you're in the right place. You're safe with base. You know what I mean? So I want to encourage everybody. Let's get to it, man. We love y'all. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep giving it to y'all, man.
Oh man,
Yes, sir.
that's beautiful, man. Listen, hey, he done gave y'all our slogan early, man. He done slipped it in on y'all, man. You're safe with base, man. You're gonna see it coming soon, man. But love y'all. It's been a blessing. I'm glad we've been able to hop back on here, man. I see the folk on Facebook chiming in on my page. See the folks on YouTube, guys, man. Share it. Again, we love to do this and we have fun doing it, but this is all about trying to help our people go to the next level, guys. So if you with it the same way we with it, tell a friend to come again, guys, because we are on the move, man. So I'm going to close this out. Let me get this intro put together for y'all real quick. But I can tell you right now, the next time we have this conversation, next week, I won't be telling you it's 500,000 available. The space is going to be short. Like we did a lunch and learn today and pretty much got accountability in less than 12 hours for over $500,000 of that second wave. I'm telling you, it's not going to last. You know what I'm saying? Because people want real assets and tangible positions, and we're in a position to give it to them, man. So if you're rocking with us, let's get to it, guys. We're going to close you out. God bless you, man. Reach out. Let's do something big, man. Until next time, man, we catch up, man. The secrets of the wealthy, man. You're safe with base, guys. Have a great one. What's going on, family? It's your boy Aiden Dynamite Stone, the living legend.
Zero Bilbo, the crypto consultant.
Listen, we are here at the Money Talk Show podcast, man. Listen, the creation of this deal to make sure you understand the real talk to come to money and get in position with that deal. This show was created for everybody across the nation who need to understand how money really works. Like, listen, money talks. At the end of the day, is a blueprint to this deal. So on this show, we're going to make sure you get all the sauce to make sure you get in position.
And then I'm going to make sure that you know everything that's going on in the crypto space. This is the largest transfer of wealth that we'll see in our lifetime. And we want to make sure that everybody is in position.
So make sure you strap up your seatbelts. We're about to go for a ride. Tune in. Let's get it popping. Money Talk Show. Let's go.